This lesson is the first of two that show how to solve rational equations. These lessons show how to solve two kinds of rational equations. The general strategy is to simplify the equation by clearing the fractions. The first kind has two terms and is a proportion. You simplify the equation by cross-multiplying. The second kind has more than two terms and is not a proportion. You simplify the equation by multiplying each term by the lowest common denominator of all terms. Here's an example of a rational equation that's a proportion, simplified by cross-multiplying. Multiply 3 times 3x plus 2 and 4 times x minus 1. Then distribute on both sides. Next, subtract 4x from both sides of the equation. And 9x minus 4x is 5x. Then subtract 6 from both sides. And negative 4 minus 6 is negative 10. Finally, divide both sides by 5. And negative 10 divided by 5 is the solution, x equals negative 2. Be sure to check the solution. Substitute x equals negative 2 in the equation. The left side is 3 divided by negative 3, and the denominator on the right is negative 6 plus 2. Then the left side of the equation is negative 1, and the right side is 4 divided by negative 4. Finally, the right side becomes negative 1, and the solution checks. Here's an example of a rational equation that has more than two terms and is not a proportion. Simplify by multiplying each term by the lowest common denominator of each term, which is 4x. In the first term, the factors of 4x cancel, leaving 1. In the second term, the factors of 4 cancel, leaving x times 3 is 3x. In the third term, the factors of x cancel, leaving 4 times 7 is 28. In one step, the fractions are cleared and the equation is simplified. Then subtract 1 from both sides. And 28 minus 1 is 27. Finally, divide by negative 3 on both sides of the equation. And 27 divided by negative 3 is the solution, x equals negative 9. Be sure to check the solution. For the third example, simplify by multiplying each term of the equation by the LCD of all the terms, which is x minus 2. The first term on the left is x minus 2 times x. In the second term, the factors of x minus 2 cancel, leaving negative 4 times x minus 5. On the right side of the equation, the factors of x minus 2 cancel, leaving 12. Then distribute on the left side of the equation. X times x minus 2 is x squared minus 2x. Negative 4 times x minus 5 is negative 4x plus 20. Then combine negative 2x and negative 4x for negative 6x. Next, subtract 12 from both sides. 12 minus 12 is 0, and 20 minus 12 is 8. Then factor the polynomial. The factor x minus 2 gives a solution x equal 2. The factor x minus 4 gives a solution x equal 4. Then check the solution x equal 2 in the original equation. Substitute x equal 2 and simplify. The denominators in these two terms are 0. Since division by 0 is not defined, x equal 2 is an extraneous solution, which means it's not a solution to the original equation and must be ignored. Then check the solution x equal 4. Substitute x equal 4 in the equation. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, and finally minus a negative 2 is plus 2, and the solution checks. So for this equation, x equal 4 is the solution, and x equal 2 is extraneous. Always check for and identify extraneous solutions. Extraneous solutions are not solutions to the original equation and must be ignored. This lesson was the first of two that show how to solve rational equations. And this lesson was brought to you by the Math Fun Academy. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new math and new equations, to boldly go where no math student has gone before.